What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me. And today we're going to run through Apple stock. We're going to run through if it's a buy, sell, or hold. We'll talk about its stock split that occurred today, and we'll talk about the implications it'll have going forward. And we'll also look at its valuation. So let's start off with looking at its PE ratio. So between 2007 and even before that, it was trading in the high 30s to 40s, and that's when its growth rate was very high, as it was growing between some years 30, 20, 31. 2008 it had its best growth year of 90, and it had 30. Then in 2009 it shrunk, but between 2010 and 12 it was growing in the large double digits. But most recently, Apple's only doing at 8% in 2019, 2020, because of the virus going on. It was barely grew less than 1%, and even just the most recent quarter, it was up 10%. But then if we go back to its PE ratio, it's almost trading at an all-time high of 38, and this seems a little bit unreasonable in my opinion, just because it isn't growing as much as it used to, right? So I think that's something you have to look for if you're looking at to buy. If you're planning on holding for a long period of time, yeah, build out your portfolio, but I'm not buying in big chunks at this point. And let's talk about why it's been running up so much. So the Dixie, this is the US dollar index, and the US dollar has been hammered since the coronavirus, and this is due to its devaluation due to the Fed's monetary policy. And yeah, so for the past, let's see, 6 months, yeah, since March, it's been just going down, the US dollar. So right now, it's taking more US dollars to buy the same amount of shares. And also, just in the most recent Federal Reserve meeting, Powell announced that he's aiming for 2% inflation over the long run. So, in this document, it talks about how the Federal Reserve has not hit its 2% target. So now they're going to ramp up inflation to reach this. So for the next couple of years, you might see 5%, 6%, 7%, 10%, 15%, 20%. Then in the future, it might go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and as an average, it'll equal out to 2%. And even if you look at things such as gold, you'll see that it's just been on a bull run because people are scared of inflation and they're just putting their money into hard assets. And you even see this in the whole stock market. Like, look at Apple. So Apple is not growing as much as it used to, but it's trading at almost all-time highs. You can see this with every single stock. Look at stocks like, let's look at an index. If you look at the SPY, it's trading at all-time highs, even though the economy has never been as bad as it is today, and this is pretty worrisome going forward. And you look at something like silver, same thing as gold, right? It's almost up. I think for I think silver almost doubled in the past year. Yeah, so it was a 16, 26. That's what, a 50% gain, right? So I think you really just need to be careful in this market. Then if we look over here on trading economics, this talks about its GDP growth, and overall as an economy, we're down 31%. Jobless rates are 10%. Look at the debt to GDP, and right now current inflation is 1%, but I think we'll see this go up drastically. Next, if you look at the 10-year yield, so the 10-year yield is sitting at 0.72%. So no one wants to put their money into bonds. It just doesn't make sense because inflation is going to be over 2%, so you're automatically going to lose money if you invest in, let's say, this 10-year treasury bond, right? So what do I say for something like Apple? Yes, it is overvalued, but if you have a long-term time span and you think 10 years from now, 15 years from now, Apple's going to be around, then yeah, build out your position like I said earlier, right? But if you're just trying to play this quick flip, this just trying to make quick money, you might get caught holding the bag. Yes, I believe for the next 5 to 6 months we're going up, just because Powell, he's the most powerful man and he's not letting this stock market crash. So guys, I'll leave it there. So just give me your thoughts on my first video, and give me any suggestions. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.